So. Coffee. Yeah, I don't know. Get a bowl loaded up. Open my brain up a little bit and all that shit. What up? Hey, what's up? What it do? Make sure this is clogged. Go. Oh, he's been back there the whole time. So I wonder what the fuck was going on back there. Pops happens to be chilling up back there. What he's doing, I have no fucking clue. That felt good. That was so great. You spot me $20 for a gram of weed that you'll be paid back tomorrow. I understand if not though. You serious? Being serious here? I'm guessing you're actually being serious. Well, deadly serious. Well, let me check the bank, make sure I'm still good on funds. I'm pretty sure I am, but just want to double check. We're bone dry and desperate for a G. Both of you are? Y'all need to fucking, like, figure that out a little bit, not gonna lie. Because I'm able to, like, make my shit last a nice decent amount of time. Even when I know I'm, like, low as fuck, I ration that shit. Because you kind of need to after a certain point. It's my fault. Well, quit chiefing up so much. Like, honestly, doing it at the latter half of the day is better, too, funny enough. Because then you get just more higher, because you're more sober throughout the first half. There you go. So she made a good point. Get a few pre-rolls for 20 instead of just a G. Well, yeah, because, I mean, smoking, like, some pre-rolls, even if they're half gram each, I mean, in a way, you can kind of at least ration that better. Because then you could be like, all right, let's, we have 20, let's just have, like, have 5, for each of us today, and then we'll have the other 5 the next couple days. because obviously you'll get paid tomorrow from what it sounds like, and thus be able to re-up like you normally would. But at least now you can ration out 20, joints. $6 Grand Prix rolls, nice. But yeah, if you could get like what's 12, you'll get 3. I mean, see if I'm sure. Do they have them cheaper there? Because around here you can get pre-rolls for way cheaper than that. Like mid and high quality, like mid to upper shelf, for joints, like that's how much it'll cost. But for the lower end, which is still just as good, $2, $3 sometimes. And obviously get way more. The half gram ones are $4. You get 5. Granted, they're half gram, but you get 5 joints instead of 3. I'm guessing the 3 of them would be 1 joint, 1 gram each. So I guess you're technically getting more of the 3. I don't know, y'all figure that out. Y'all could make it work. Let's see if they do an Instagram live via thanks. Okay. I mean, you don't have to do that as thanks or something. We could just do that. Hey. You need some food? Hold on. You might need food. There you go, little bro. Yep, went right to the food. And well, no, I went to the water first. He's thirsty. Thirsty boy. Be back tomorrow. Yeah, I trust you. I believe you. There. Checking out my little notifications. Yeah, what?
You working today?
Yeah.
Okay. When you need to work. Oh, I was in the house working. Food, huh?
The bed here is so low to the ground. I mean, weirdly enough, I kind of prefer that myself, honestly, just because, like, I never really have liked having, like, a full-on frame. I know they're actually, from my understanding, supposed to be better, but having, like, a space underneath, there's a strong tendency of just shit just being under there and all this other stuff. It's just like, nah. And also, I kind of like doing, like, little sit-ups and shit like that. So, using the bed, funny enough, as, like, kind of, like, a little spot for that, actually. Doesn't work out. It doesn't end up being too bad of an idea. Having a box spring. Well, I have that. I at least, go that far. I have a little box spring in the actual mattress, and it's all, It's just that it's pretty much just a regular bed outside of just a bed frame that rises it up. Do you want me to send you a PayPal for $20 so you don't have to? Well, I'd like a request for it. Sure, if you want. I mean, I'll still have to, like, log into PayPal and whatever and accept it, but either way. Oh my goodness. Brain, wake the fuck up. My body's been awake like for a good like 2 hours now, and my brain is yet to kind of fucking wake up yet. I mean, it has, but it's at like 45% capacity at the moment. It's just like, I fucking yeah, dude. Ugh. Maybe jostling it will wake it up a little bit. I love you feel the flick of courage to say the funniest shit. I mean, I don't even really get drunk though when I'm on like streams usually at this point. I mean, maybe a little bit, but not like I'll get a little buzz going because I'll have like a beer or two after work. But I mean, beyond that, like I don't know. I mean, it ain't really too much different outside of like how I normally am. It's just that like the usual like bullshit of of like life, work, body being like, you're sore, and all sort of shit. Like a lot of that tends to not really be in the back of the mind and shit like that. Get a case of Twisteds. And maybe you could find it. Try to find those Voodoo Ranger RTs because they're relatively the same thing, but like when it comes down to like like the alcohol percentage, it's a little higher. She doesn't mind beer. She just doesn't seem to care for liquor. Well, she might want to like warm up to that at least a little bit while I'm down there. If we're going to bars, I'm gonna be like, yo, shots for people. What? They have a full liquor store in the gas station across the street. So that's like a fucking loop for me. Like New Mexico's a little base for that, but I mean it's not around here. So that'll be new to me. I'm gonna probably go to a gas station, I even realize that's there, and then probably spend at least like 5 to 10 minutes just looking at shit, just being like, it's a gas station. Hold on, I think he wants outside, but he always wants to go for the fucking back porch. So weird like that. Oh my god, you're literally twirling around in circles. This dog is nuts. As soon as I got up, that dog went like, started spinning around, just too excited to go outside. But for the back porch specifically, I don't know why. Like the fucking side door to the garage is open, so it's not like the fucking little bro could go out that way. I don't get it. I don't get his little weird ass. A doggo is a weirdo, that's for sure. Getting our little bowl load up now. You know what? I'm kind of get on something that's somewhat like kind of semi-grinding my gears a little. Just a schmission. I just realized you could use your PayPal card. What, for like buying shit? Well, yeah, that's kind of the reason why it's there. If I'm paying the PayPal fee. Well, yeah, because like it's basically a direct way to access your money that would be in your PayPal. I mean, Cash App has the same thing, like has a Cash App card. So I mean, all in all, honestly, it's one of those things where it's kind of a nice little convenience. I'm thinking about honestly getting one of those cash out cards because you get it for free. It's just have to apply for it. That's it, from what it looks like, or from what I understand. I mean, maybe there's like a tiny like $3 fee or whatever to like pay for shipping or whatever, but it's one of those things where it's like, if I wanted to, I could. Same with the PayPal card too. Saves me an entire joint if I do that. Well, shit, dude. I'm gonna advance, save me from using Dave again. Dave? Let's use Dave. I'll use our generic, let's borrow money guy name, Dave. When in doubt, always borrow from Dave. The lending app. It's a lending app? Why do I feel like that is questionable beyond fucking, like, any reasonable doubt? Some, like, app and, like, a private service does money lending, as an app. A payday load app? Not gonna lie, I hate the sound of that. That sounds so loan sharky and exploitive. Like, what happens if you don't make payments with that? Like, I mean, now I'm kind of wondering, like, what's the caveats of this? Because I'm assuming, there's contingencies about that type of shit. But I know, but I really gotta smoke. That's not the point. That, like, do whatever you want. Like, the problem is the app itself. They take your soul. The entire system as it is and as it stands, takes your soul. That ain't the only thing that does that. Granted, it's definitely one of the many things that do. But still, like, I mean, what the fuck? And let me guess, it's like based out of Singapore or some shit. Where it's by proxy probably owned by like some Chinese company or whatever the fuck. I guarantee you some shit like that, bro. They report to credit institutions. So they literally are just a loan shark middleman. Based out of California, actually. Really? So I guess they have to abide by the rules here. So they do it officially then in every sense. Okay, so I guess it isn't as bad as I thought. That's okay. Oh man, that's better, but these things shouldn't be handled privately. That's the problem. Like, I don't even like them really necessarily being handled by banks, but I mean, I'd rather that than like when it comes to this type of shit, because that at least makes sense. Like, hey, you need a loan? Well, go to your bank. There you go. It's like obviously there's still stipulations and certain qualifications for how big or how much of a loan you can get, especially depending on how much you're asking for and shit. So, I mean, like, at least there's like an official, like line there. But with like some random ass app, I don't know, man. Fuck that. The only thing I dislike about the city is crackhead bus stops. Portland can be like that sometimes too. But we have such a big transit system that most places are fine. There's just certain specific, stretches, in certain places of Portland that are kind of, and usually and luckily, even then, they're not really that bad for most of the day. It's usually at night when that tends to be kind of a little, bus driver guys wearing armored boxes. Some buses here are kind of like that, but they're not like full-on armored boxes or whatever. It's just kind of like a plexiglass, little thing, and then like a little door that they open, that kind of, has them in their little driver's compartment, versus the rest of the bus. So I guess I'm assuming that's what they are, which I mean, that's not all buses, like I said, but a lot of the newer buses and more modern buses that we have, have those installed. Buses also smell. That, at least as far as I have been taking buses, has never really been that big of a problem. There's been a few times when there's someone on the bus where I'm just like, but most of the time, luckily, that ain't an issue. So maybe it's just because of the lack of like the New Mexican heat fucking just like beaming down on everything and then just thus making it just like funky. But still, it's one of those things where at least it ain't as big of an issue here. I mean, to be fair, maybe they have like little fragrances or whatever, like, when, in the bus and shit that kind of help with, odor eliminating and shit like that. Because I know some buses will have a few of those little odor eliminator things and shit. We can't figure out what it is. Either we collected all the nectar. What, the reclaiming your old dab tool? How in the fuck did you clock it then? Are you sure it's in like the actual like collector itself? Are you sure it's not in that little metal piece? There might be something in there. Because that's literally the only thing I can think of. Let me send me a picture of the fucking thing. And see if there's at least like, because if there's nothing in that, collector or whatever, then it's in that little like metal piece to where, the heat, goes to. We took it apart and hardcore cleaned it. What the fuck did you do to it? See, that's what you get for like sneaking dabs from your girl, dude. See, this is what happens, bro. We're like, hey, she told me, to, not smoke it when she's asleep, but I did anyway. It's like, well, this is what you get. This is what happens, bro. Because he's all feet. Man, I was hoping my dog would at least come back in here already. Come on, bro. He's laying down a little ball over here. Fucking goofball. Ugh. Send pics to Discord. Well, let's give it a check out here in a little bit before I go to work. Because, I mean, like I said, I think the only thing I could think of would likely, honestly, just be the, like that little metal piece. But if you can, stick something through, like all the way through it, then I don't fucking know. I think you might just have fucked it. I mean, because I'm confuzzled too, so I guess I'll just have to like look at it later and try to see if I can get a consensus on myself. Get a little more ground up here. Bada boom. Also, thank you too. Oh, dude, you've said that like 8,000 times, bro. like it kind of loses its, you know, like it kind of loses the gratitude, like when it happens so many times, like because I already get it. I know. Say that. Mildly drunk on cannabis. Mildly drunk on cannabis. That is a sentence. That indeed is a sentence. Now my dad's hurting himself over there. He's poking himself and jabbing shit into him. That's gonna get tetanus. Damn. Dumb. Also, still not gonna function. Wax will destroy you. No shit. It's condensed THC. Like, I mean, obviously. If you're not, like, careful with it and, you know, moderate yourself with that, you're going to be that you're just gonna be gorn. Like, straight up. I mean, like that, and honestly, for me, that's why I kind of just straight up prefer flower, just because like you can kind of moderate it a lot better. I mean, you know, because if you get a little too high after smoking a bowl, you could just like wait like 30 minutes and then it'll be fine, be chilling. So, and it like it's one of those things where you can kind of just broadly like regulate it, way easier when it comes to how much you're taking. Guess what's going on? I would do a snuggle. Snuggle high. You were snuggle stoned. Snuggle stoned, snuggle high. Which one sounds better? Snuggle high or snuggle stoned? Come on, get back in. There we go. Bloop. So it's thinking we're all brains piloting bone mecha with meat armor. Oh, Jesus Christ. I'm not, like, retarded stoned enough for that. I think that has to be something for when I have, like, a brewski and I've smoked at least an eighth to the dome for me to be like, whoa, bro, for that one. Because you want to know some real, like, whoa, bro shit? We are all just one unified life energy that just, perceives the universe in multiple different perspectives, detached, from each other. And if we have yet to reconnect our, broader hive neurons, back, to each other, because we've been separated from all life of the entire universe. We all must return to the singularity. Why do you think the great pull is going on in the fucking universe, bro? Where all these galaxies, for some reason, are just like converging on a spot? What the fuck do you think that's about, huh? We're going to the singularity, bro. Think about that. Think about that shit. Let that bake that fucking noodle in your brain mech suit. Because legit, that would be actually kind of wild if that was the case. Even for me, that would kind of blow my brain up a little bit. Be like, I just want to pet kitties, lick titties, and spend 50s. It feels like that could be a rap lick. Just want to pet the kitties, lick some titties, and spend some 50s. Get on the gritty. Dude, that could be a bar right there, bro. So I'll pet some kitties, lick some titties, spend some 50s, get on the gritty. Oh, dude, that could be a drop for a song, dude. Like a drop to like a breakdown and a rap beat or something, bro. Dude, that legit could be a bar right there, dude. Not even gonna lie. That could be a bar. That's just straight up like a bar we just like wrote together right there. I think the universe will eventually reach a point where all the heat is eventually evenly distributed and everything is equally cold. Whoa. Whoa, bro. Whoa. That right there is my fuck. Heat distributes evenly and thus it's all equally cold. Whoa. Not equally warm, but cold. But cold, son. Oh, shit. Shit. Fuck am I supposed to do that information? How am I supposed to contemplate that? Heat to rise to the top of the universe. That's the ultimate heat dome, bro. We will reach peak heat dome when the heat rises to the top of the universe. That's when we reach peak heat dome, dude. That's when it happens. A lot of people think it's isolated on this planet. Nah, dude. It's a universal. It's the universal truth, bro. Okay, maybe I am a little retarded high enough for this, I guess. But whatever. Honestly, at least being a little retarded high, you know, when you go to work and stuff, especially, you know, for the first little chunk of the day is preferable. Really enough makes the time go by quicker. So ready to be retardation, huh? Well, careful what you wish for with things like that, good stuff. Because sometimes you might just be in the couch high to the point where you just are. And that might be a little too much. Imagine trying to do that while fucking, like, trying to play a game. Because I've done that a few times. And weirdly enough, there's no in between with this. Because this happens with me sometimes. Either you're so high, but you're also, like, so zoned in, you just, like, go Giga Chat mode. Or you just, like, you just barely can't even play the game. There's literally no in between. Like, because I've had that before where I'm, like, getting, like, 2 kills and, like, 80 deaths. And then sometimes it's literally the exact opposite where I just find myself zoned right hand. And like, and I don't know what it is, but I think it's a lot of it's just more or less, just kind of like a, like it just depending on where that focus is. Sometimes your mind's just kind of like, cool, kind of off in its own little thing. And then sometimes, it's like, oh, game. It just kind of goes into the id and zones into that. So you just kind of have to catch yourself with that mood, you know what I mean? Because there's been a few times where I've just like gone full fucking ham on the game, like, like Battlefield 1 or, Modern Warfare 2019, where I just go fucking nutty. Steve is a performance enhancer for me in COD. Yeah, it can be for me too. I mean, outside of like, being dumb fuck hide, shit, like having like a little bit of weed, stuff while playing the game, and honestly, it's kind of an enhancer. Because whenever I start struggling for a while and I like, either I'm just losing a bunch of matches, despite my performance or whatever, I might smoke a bowl or two. And usually, not always, but usually it can kind of help be an enhancer in the performance. Pretty good at Mosh Pit. You were telling me about that on the Insta Live. Yeah, I kind of, for me, liked a little bit more like straight up, strategic, more objective-based games. So having like, Search and Destroy or some shit like that, tends to be kind of like my thing a little bit. Because also you only get one life. So you also have to like be careful. You can't just bum rush everything and expect to just slay king or slay queen on that shit. Unless you're just that good at it. But, I mean, other than that, you gotta be a little more cautious. Especially if it's hardcore. Because I like hardcore. Like I haven't played in a long time, so I probably would at least play the regular modes before I got into hardcore again. But, just kind of get back in the groove. But, I mean, it's one of those things where it's just like, if you get yourself in kind of like a good little groove, you can easily fucking, like go full hardcore, ham on hardcore mode. And you seem to like bigger maps. Medium to bigger maps, but also like smaller maps. I like those as well. It just depends. I mean, for Search and Destroy, I like medium to smaller maps, but for for a different like larger maps, I'd prefer Team Deathmatch or even a Conquest, which I guess in COD it's not called Conquest, but it's the one where you just like grab a bunch of objectives and shit like that, where you get like a few vehicles and shit. I like that too. Because it's at least adds like a kind of a little extra like level of challenge to things, because it's not just team deathmatch, because you could just do that, but at the same time it's also the more objectives you are holding and have, the more those points are ranking up, because you can kill the enemy and those points bump up too, but doing the collection of everything to help garner the win, is what really, maximizes that outcome. Though you could literally just run around, shoot people, or just hang out in a very contentious zone and just shoot shit, murk bitches. I like my HUD too much. Well, I mean, honestly, most of the time, unless it's the map, I guarantee you're not really paying that much attention to it. Unless you're surviving for so long, in a match to where you're actually low on ammo and you want to make sure that you still have some ammo still, that's like the only thing you would have to worry about. Like I hate snipers. I do too. Snipers are fucking annoying. But that's why I like to be one myself sometimes, just to kind of fuck them up. Be a counter sniper. We started set up like a bank armed security and plexiglass. Damn. Guess my little neighborhood's chill enough to where that ain't the case. But idiot. Gotta get myself to work and all that fun shit, because it's about that time. It's about that good old fun time, so, you know, at least call it good for now and all that shenanigans, so, at least peace out for now. Of course, he'll be back later after work and all that fun shenanigans, so, toodaloo, buckaroos.